Okay. Hi. I'm DJ Mofire. Welcome to my spot. Phew, what a lovely day it's been. We've been talking about mothering in the modern day, and we are still talking about mothering in the modern day. We still have a beautiful panel of yummy mummies. uNombuso, uNombuso on the right. Next to her is Khanyisa.
Hey.
On my left, I'm DJ Mofire, by the way. This is Tumi.
What's up?
And we have another yummy mommy. We've got the blazing, the hot Firelady Madibuseng. You know, this woman, I wanted to check somebody's Instagram. I don't know if anybody can quickly go onto Instagram. I know you guys don't know Firelady. The only person who knows Firelady here is Tumi. Firelady is a dancehall queen. I don't know if you guys are like familiar at all with the dancehall culture. Okay, let's find that video. It's my favorite video.
I don't know how you guys are gonna see. You all podcasters.
Talk nonsense.
What? What? Can you see?
When I grow up. Why did it stop?
It's the network.
The network probably.
Look at that, how tall that speaker is also.
This is the year she won the dancehall queen.
Oh, these those Thursdays. The Thursdays I've went there once and I've never been there again.
Why did you Anyway, you get the picture.
Oh,
We do. You don't get the full picture, but you get the full picture. You get like
A part of
the idea. The idea.
On your head, girl.
I've tried a little bit to introduce you, Mama. Please introduce yourself. Who are you? Whose mommy are you? And what do you do?
Okay, Mina, I am Tumi Masemola, aka Madibuseng Firelady, dancehall queen from Baseline, African Storm dancehall queen. I'm a mother to a sweet young baby boy. I still call him a baby boy.
How old is he now?
He's 6.
He's a
He's
baby
still
boy.
and he still loves the hugging and the snuggling and all that. His name is Rahim, and I'm also a mother to a wonderful, very super hyperactive daughter, Obusisiwe. She's 2 now.
Can't.
I am a retail worker. I work Sunday to Sunday, 9 days a week. That's what I normally tell my
9
customers.
days a week.
There's extra days too.
Yeah. Also a dancer, so I call myself a dance mom. I do Jamaican dance. I do reggae and dancehall, if you're not familiar with it. Bosho and Paul is so, if you don't know, that's how I usually make it easier for you. Yeah, all the way from Soweto, staying with my dad and my 2 babies. 34 years of age, not shy about that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers
Single
to
mother.
that.
Happy
of 2.
Mother's Day!
I will be telling nobody my age.
I think I dropped my age earlier on. It was like, now you'll... yeah, anyway.
Yes, my
Yeah.
Firelady, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thanks, Chomi.
So we've been hanging out since much earlier in the day. We've been talking about ourselves as mothers, you know. We often talk about ourselves as women, but we don't talk enough, if at all, about motherhood. We don't talk about ourselves as mothers. We don't reflect on how we were raised, and we don't reflect on how we're doing as mothers. We never really, talk about it. We take it for granted, the importance of coming together as a community of mothers, So what better way this Mother's Day to spend it together as mothers, talking about our role as mothers, the things that challenge us, our approaches to motherhood, the things that challenge us, and our wins, etc., etc. So we're very happy to have you here, and we look forward to hearing from you and what motherhood means to you, and what this journey has been for you, what light we could perhaps share with you, and what light you could share with us as well, because I feel like we each have something to learn from each other,
Absolutely.
you know.
Sure.
I'm going to start with you because you've just joined the panel, and there's something that we touched on earlier on, and it's something that I've been thinking about and something I've been observing, you know. When you had Ubusi, she's 2, so 2 years ago, when you had Ubusi, I remember probably a few weeks before you gave birth, you won the, was it the reggae, it was at Carfax. It was a festival at Carfax that you came.
Yes.
I remember you came, and I was helping you do your makeup in the bathroom, and you were 9 months pregnant, 8 months pregnant. How far along were you at the time? 7 months pregnant. And you were like, I'm coming here, and I'm coming here to win this competition because
And
there's
she
no
won.
other way.
At 7 months.
What?
Wait,
She
you were-
drew.
Doing the same thing.
I
that-
won.
Yeah.
Wait. She was on her head.
On the
What
speaker.
she knows.
Yes. The speaker is probably higher than this roof. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The speaker's higher than this roof, and she's got the signature move where she's on the speaker, she's upside down, she's twerking upside down,
And then she tumbles down.
down backwards and
lands
in a
a split. Yeah. Okay, it's about moving. So we had 7 months.
Hey,
What?
At 7 months. I don't want
like
to.
what a challenge.
Oh, that's another
Okay.
conversation.
So
Do
Mama
you
I was
understand?
asking for the baby.
Okay.
Mama had to do what Mama had to do.
Okay.
Yes.
You
Yes.
did what you had to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you have had it differently if you could?
Or if you were not pregnant,
I've never gone that far thinking.
I mean, she
about
doesn't
it.
not pregnant. You know what I'm
But
saying? But I'm saying for you to
imagine.
go and do it pregnant. Are you doing it because of the passion? Are you doing it because you have
You
to?
have
And if you didn't have to, would you still do it?
I'd say it's both. Passion and because I have to. You understand? Because at the end of the day, it's the money that helps me pay for the nanny. It helps me put bread on the table. It helps me pay for the transport to go to work. Because you know when your salary comes in, trust me.
At the time, you didn't have a salary. At the time, you weren't working.
Yeah.
That was your bread and butter at the time.
Before I started working,
That was your bread and
couldn't say no
butter.
to any event. Any invitation, I would say yes. Even if it's 2 a night, I have to go. Because when I
Were you
had
not
to come,
were you not nervous about the baby?
yeah.
When you were flipping upside down and landing in a split
No.
at 7 months, you knew you were okay.
I knew I was gonna be okay.
How did you know?
Because with my firstborn son, I did the same. I did this style there where you lie on the ground and Timber just comes jumping on top of you.
Not
from on
the
top of and I was still pregnant.
Jumping
with my
on
first
your
child.
child.
I didn't mind because I knew I was okay. I was someone who used to. I could just suck it in.
I wish I could find my phone and
I
show
don't
you
know
this
how,
move.
but I could
This
suck it
move
in.
that she's talking about, you have to see it.
How did you know?
I'm getting tears.
I don't know.
just
I had
listening
this
to
thing that you know what. This child is inside something
And protected.
and protected. You know, obviously it can be something very light like a balloon. Trust me, I'm a human being. It has to be protected. A man can beat up a woman when she's pregnant. Trust me, that baby will still come out alive. How we don't know. You know.
A mother's knowledge.
So I knew. So I would just suck it in just to give more protection. I thought I was giving more protection. I pushing the baby just to my back. You know, like I thought I was pushing the baby like a little bit back to my back, you know, just protecting the baby, you know. And trust me, my instinct just told me, just go with it, baby. Girl, you're right. For the love of dance and for the love of your flexibility, for the love of money.
Sure.
You are a you are a superhero.
Superhero mom.
Yeah.
Like you are on the same level as both Superman,
And we all are.
Batman.
I get scared of
Do you
that.
understand?
I get scared of that term, superwoman, because I take it to head. So
Tell me why.
because
Me too.
Tell me why.
we're gonna go right back to
Perfectionism.
perfectionism.
Tell me why.
It's a heavy thing to put on any parent to say, oh my God, look at Superwoman, because then you think, oh, now I need to be on this pedestal. I need to be the Superwoman because everybody already sees me as that. And if I go, then everyone's going to question me and say, oh, but you're Superwoman. How did your child do that? And how come Khanya said that? And how come Azi said that? So that's why when
But you know what I mean by superwoman. I'm not even referring to the mothering or whatever. I just mean that she's got superpowers. Like the things that Firelady does, I've never seen another human being do. Like I would break. I'm pregnant. Like literally with no baby in my belly. If I was to jump off anything, that's something. If I was to even jump off.
How about we just call it she's a mother. Instead of
motherhood aside, just her body. Like I've always
Her
said that
abilities, yeah.
she's her body. She's got physical intelligence. You know how people are mentally intelligent.
Yes.
Some people, she's just got physical
Yes.
intelligence.
You know,
when you jump, every time even after she won her competition, every time she's jumped off speakers or done whatever, I phone her the next morning. I'm like, Heaven, are you not scared? You'll break.
Okay?
Like, you're gonna break your body. Like, what's going on? And she's like, no, I won't break. I know how to jump off and like land in a certain way. I'm just like, how? Like, I would break.
You rehearse that move in your mind while you're still making the first move. You're like, okay, now I've done it. First move, okay, sharp. Now, how am I gonna land? You talk to yourself, and Mina, I've got this thing that I tell people, like, how do you do it? It's my body, I tell it. Listen, left ass, you're gonna talk. You're gonna do it all by yourself, you know.
Love it.
Now, right.
Moment.
You know, I always tell people, how do you do it? I tell it. It's my body.
Yes.
Tell your legs.
Yeah.
Tell your hips, like hips, you're gonna go left.
Please
right,
show
you're gonna
us.
Swing.
Please show us.
You know, I do.
Please show us.
Play some tune.
Please show us. Where's that speaker? Damn. Please show us.
Okay.
Like something. Where's that speaker? I just like honestly, whenever I say I admire you and stuff, I'm not even like making it up. Like I've never seen it.
That's it.
Like it feels impossible. Like
Well, you
how
know,
is
to
this?
be
How
honest,
is it possible for someone's body
I
to
just
do that?
I didn't know Firelady had children until you brought your daughter go eventing. I think Narele go Levels
Levels Backpackers.
Yes. And
Did you see how little she was?
she was tiny. She was tiny. And until then, I didn't think. Let me say, I'd put you in a box of not motherhood. Do you know what I mean? I've always.
You were shocked.
Yes, I grew up thinking, no, that's not the type that wants to be a mom. That's not the type that a man wants to keep.
Yes.
Because she
Yes.
she's dancing for a living.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So when you came with the baby, I was like,
How?
and then you are all paternal and maternal, and then you're like, where's my baby? I need the. Then you're on stage, then you cut my baby, and I was just watching you like. I thought a mother had to be
Yeah.
sweet,
Stay at home.
nurturing,
Be at home.
Yeah.
Be at
be at
home.
home, look a certain way. You do not look like, behave like. I mean, your profession is not even one where I would think.
My profession
there's
doesn't
a
want
mom.
mothers. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I was very
And even
shocked.
the people that book you, I know, don't
Yes.
expect you to
be
be
a
a mother, although they know that you're a mother. But when you show up with your motherism,
They're not expecting that.
do you understand? I mean, I saw you. There was a gig when I saw
take
you,
your
and
kids with you to your gig.
She did, and we were
I used to
so
wonder when
upset.
because I was breastfeeding. So by the time they were born, I used to get gigs, and I used to tell people, like, they would book me. I tell them, guys, I just had my baby like 2 months ago. They're like, come with her,
Talk no.
come with him. My firstborn son, okay, he was fortunate enough. My mom was there, the father was there.
Now I want to go on to another topic because you're saying 2 months. At 2 months, you're still trying to figure out your body. And now you are there showing off your body, twerking. How aren't you conscious?
You know what they say? Exercising
Because-
works for you in the future.
So you exercise before the babies.
Yes.
So your
I was
body has.
exercising during the pregnancy until the gym manager was like, please go sit down. When I was 8 months pregnant, like, please go rest before we start paying for damages that we don't know. Please. For accidents and injuries, please go sit down now. You'll come back after you give birth, please.
there was a lady, an athlete who jogged pregnant throughout her pregnancy. Did you know that story?
And you know that gives you the easiest birth. You even forget that you're in labor pains. Trust me, my firstborn son, I forgot.
I want you to show these ladies, because Tumi and I know what you do. Yeah? Just a little taste while we're busy talking, and then so I can get technical to organize the song.
Yeah.
What song?
Any dancehall song.
Any dancehall song.
Any
Okay,
dancehall
cool.
song.
I've seen
Spice,
dancehall,
Spice.
but not somebody who's
Look
pregnant.
up Spice dance hall.
Not someone who's pregnant with a baby in their body. I've
No.
never seen that person doing but I
Things
have
that she
seen-
does.
Fire,
Yes.
I've seen that sometimes you've had to like arrive with the baby at a gig, ne?
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up.
Ne? You've had to arrive with the baby at the gig because I know I can say this definitely because you didn't have a nanny at the time, or you didn't have someone to look after the baby, you know. So there you are, you're arriving with the baby. Sharp. Everybody obviously is like, oh,
What's she's gonna do with this baby?
she's brought a baby here. Do you know what I mean? The judgment, you know.
I was one of those.
Really.
Yeah, I took the baby from her the minute I saw
I'm so
her
glad that you
at
are
an event with the baby. I was like,
She crazy.
I'm
yeah.
glad that you
I said to her, I said, hey, Firelady, I love you, wonderful, but
not with the baby
Yeah.
child.
What did you think was happening?
I thought something's wrong with her. Why didn't you leave her?
Right.
There must be something. Yes. I said, there must be a sister, a friend, a mother, a grandmother, a
Yeah, from the
neighbor,
hood, you know.
somebody that you can leave the child with. Utlile mona ke bosigo, go a bata. The music is loud. Mata gwa tsubiwa.
Energies, people's energy.
You know what I mean? And this is an infant. So the minute I would see her with the baby,
Yeah.
and then she'll come find me, she'll be like, Tumi,
And you take the baby and go away with the baby.
I would go away. I would either go sit in the car
Okay.
and close all the windows, make sure it's quiet and dark, and sit with the baby there, or go Label's backpackers. I got a chalet. I would, because they hadn't gotten her. And that was the other thing that made me upset.
They haven't gotten
when
her
I found out that the promoters knew she was bringing a baby, didn't have a babysitter in place or a place where she could sit and breastfeed, whatever. We were fuming. Then I was like, yo,
But
we
it goes
organized
back
a
to
chalet.
it's a man's world.
I wanted
Yes.
to say, doesn't
This
it go
is a
back to that?
man's
Because
world.
if you think about work in general, even,
Yeah.
even boardroom girls, you know, you cannot come and tell us that you got your period, that you're pregnant.
That you pregnant.
Oh,
How dare you
breastfeeding.
pregnant?
Forget the fact that
Yeah.
you're pregnant. The fact I worked in a very white male dominated, it's IT. Here I am with my big stomach. You know what the HR lady said at the time? Are you gonna abort? She didn't even mince her words. She said, I'm guessing you're gonna abort. Right? Yeah. And I said, no. F you, I'm keeping my child. What do you mean am I gonna abort? That was the question.
Hectic.
Now you're gonna walk around with all of these men. You're gonna be walking here with your big stomach. That was the next question. And I'm like, yes, it's my body. It's my baby. What do you mean? So in the working
I'm
world,
shocked.
let alone in the creative space, I
I'm
can't even
shocked.
imagine. So, and now you're sitting in the boardrooms, you can't think of being pregnant. I literally block myself of
It's like
thinking.
film.
And you know what's
think
funny?
about
Then
it.
Like film.
some other events, more will get booked, and then she'll be like, "Fire, I have a booking, and I want you to come dance." Or whatever. Like, I'm coming. Like, bring busi ne? Busi. That's the baby. And then she will come with somebody else, like her little cousin or her daughter,
To come babysit.
to come and babysit backstage while we
But
do
she's
our
a
thing.
mother. She
knows.
knows.
And you
She
know,
knows, yeah.
I would always, when we leave
She
the house, we would
knows.
say, Fire's coming with the baby.
Someone must be there
By
to
the time
take
we
care of
get
the
there, we've already got
baby.
space
Already.
for the baby. We've already got
Yes.
someone who's going to take the baby
don't
away
get a
or
man
whatever.
to think about that. He's not.
But I was so mad at that gig, Go Levels Backpackers, because I was like, when she said, no, I told them I'm bringing the child, I was like,
Then why
So
did you
where's
make
your-
where are you supposed to, where are you supposed to change her diapers? Where are you supposed to breastfeed? Where are you supposed to anything?
Because
And
life
you know,
doesn't
it may-
allow us.
It may
Society
sound
doesn't allow
like you're
us.
sitting and you're bashing men. Some conversations end up that way. It's like, because I can't stand men bashing conversations. But at the time, sometimes you sit down and you think about it and you're like, but what good can you say about some of these people, really? Because, I mean, you think about the meaningless things. They have wives that have periods. They know that when you're on your period, you have a certain...
I did that at work
You
one
understand?
day. One day I was on my period. I was in the film industry. I'm on my period. We don't have water at work. They lock all the toilets. Okay. They lock all the toilets. And I'm like, okay, where do we go? They're like, no, there's a portable toilet outside. So I go to the portable toilet. It's also a little bit out of order. So there's a security guard there. He's a man. There's the unit guy. He's a man. There's the accountant. He's a man. They're all standing there. So I walk out there and I'm like,
Privacy.
so I need to go I need the toilet. Yeah, there's water, whatever. I'm like, so must I just bleed here? You should have seen their eyes just pop out. Like, I'm like, we bleed. We women. We've got periods. You can't lock the toilets, whether they're functioning or they're not functioning.
Functioning.
Our period doesn't stop because
Thank you.
the toilets are functioning or they're not functioning. And just the word blood to them, it's just so
Made them
disgusting.
scared, yeah.
When I just said, must I just bleed? Yeah, like everybody was just like, whoa, relax.
She's lost her mind. She's a
must have
feminist.
Yeah, she's a feminist.
And trust me, the very same men they won't go in the very same toilets that you come
They
out
won't.
of. They will give you space like Mama Ndlula. But trust me, they
They
won't
won't
go
use
in.
that toilet.
Because
They
now
won't
you
use that
dirty
toilet.
it.
Yeah, you dirtied it with your blood. Yeah, but you never answered the
Yeah,
question
yeah.
about the judgment of
Yeah.
us other mothers who are looking at
Okay.
you bringing your
I'm
children.
I'm hearing a song. Let's finish this song, this conversation quickly.
Okay, so
Let's help you.
Where's that song?
Ngoma.
And bend over.
Yay. Nangu spice.
I'm gonna take
Yay.
a video of
Yay.
this.
Yay. Yay. Yay.
hey,
Yeah.
Better than that.
Shifta hita.
Yeah, po.
Listen to yawa. And this is with the baby.
Yes. Yes.
That is the one and only Firelady Madibuseng. Recognized.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about the baby in the stomach.
That's nothing. If you're getting teary over this, that's
I'm
nothing.
thinking about that damn baby. That's freaking.
We are not taking uNombuso anywhere. uNombuso, you must stay home.
I can't. What the fuck? Woo! No.
I can't.
oh my goodness.
That is nothing.
No, guys.
What you just saw now is like a 10th.
Woo! Listen, there's different environments for different people. That's what I'm gonna say. No, I can't.
But now
Woo.
uNombuso,
I'm thinking
imagine-
I thought my environment was bad. Now I'm thinking about her, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, imagine what she had to do. Woo! Yeah.
So now imagine now when she's given birth, you are uNombuso, you are at this gig, you
And
are
you're
like a tipsy,
judging.
you are like a tipsy,
Yeah.
and here she comes with the baby. Are you not gonna judge? Are you not gonna be
You're
like,
gonna judge. You're gonna be like, what are you bringing the?
Do you understand the women who judge you? How do you feel about
know-
them?
You know, okay, and most of the judgments, it's so sad that they were live on Facebook.
From women, nah?
Yes.
From women.
Other
Master
women.
Ladies was part.
oh,
Yeah.
Maras.
They used to talk a lot about me and they used to talk trash. Funny enough is that I never replied to any of them. Instead, my fans stood up for me.
Yes.
And I would like to big up all of them. All of them stood up for me.
Yeah.
You know? And most of the events where I went, you know the one that Tumi is talking about at Lagos Backpackers, you know some lady, Mama Zayon, you know, much respect for her. She just rocked up and came up to me while I was holding the baby and I hadn't changed into my dancing outfit, and she was like, whenever it's your time to come to go dance, just let me know so I can come take the baby. The baby was sleeping already in my hands. You know, she took the baby, put her on her camp chair with the blankets, and because I used to carry everything that was necessary for her to keep warm during the night. And you know, you know who dropped me off at that event? My dad.
What?
Wait, I'm just thinking. You're leaving home with the baby. You know there's judgmental people out there. Are you not thinking, say for example, I don't get anyone who wants to look after this baby. What are you going to go dance with the baby? What were you going to do?
I don't know.
Because there's some idiots out there. There are some spaces where they'd be like, you came with the child, go.
I don't think.
Deal with
See to
yourself.
finish.
Yeah.
Also,
Trust me,
like,
you know where would I put the baby?
For
Next
conversations.
to the DJ. Trust me, I was gonna put the baby right next to the DJ.
Because I get it, and because it's literally your bread and butter.
Survival mode.
No,
I've been doing this for 12 years now.
I saw it birthday, yeah.
Mystical.
Ebony.
Oh, Mystical is my girl.
No way!
She was
No!
at Khanya's baby shower.
No!
That's a little pink she crocheted. A pink jersey and
No, this
something.
world is getting tinier.
Yeah, she's from Durban. Yes, Mystical Umbali.
Yes!
Oh,
So it was Mbali's
this world.
birthday. And she had
In
invited
August.
us.
My twin month.
Your twin?
Yes, because I'm on the 9th of
Ah.
August and she's on the 10th of
August,
August.
yes. Only one
We
day
must
apart.
video call her. We must video call her.
Yeah.
This
And she came with the baby at that event as well. And there were no maternal women.
Safety.
You know what I mean? Like, in this case, yes, I was also there that day, but I also wasn't
Yeah.
in the vibe. I was like, Naminya Patisha.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what you were saying, where other mothers are like, huh? Let's have.
Yeah, I'm
that's
done.
exactly. Because
Did
why
you
did you get
finish?
to a space?
So
You
yeah,
did it
she had the
yourself.
baby the whole time. The whole time we're partying, we're having a good time. And then her time to be on stage came, and they were like, the song is on. She took the baby, Amo. Yeah. I stage and I'm on stage and started doing. So now the baby's sitting there by herself. Now she's like, and we can't hear her over
No,
the
and
music.
Busi cries. Busi cries.
We can't hear her over the music. So if I didn't look at her, I wouldn't have known that she's crying. She cried so much, she was at the point where she was going, you know, it's just a silent cry and she's red and there's no more tears. And mama Hamoin.
Yeah.
And mama Hamoin. I can say ke vetsa ka monka ke se Firelady o nkrile jwang or tsibile jwang ke tshwere ngwana. I don't know.
Oh, where she sees.
I don't
Oh, when it
know.
was on my head, I saw you holding her.
She
I'm
looks
oh,
like she
I
can't
should say.
see, but she can see.
So wait for your peripheral vision parenting while you're dancing.
Yeah.
That's what my
But
She is
woman, guys.
Superwoman. She is
But
Superwoman.
woman, guys. But woman.
And you know that day, ne? I just came to check
I can't.
the venue. Is the child safe now? Is
Okay.
it an outdoor thing or trust me? And then the minute Mystical Ebony saw me, she was like, you know what? Come in with the child. Come in with the child.
Yeah, I'm
She's
over
in.
this.
Yeah.
We in. Let's just party.
Yes,
We
just
in.
go.
But also, you know, it's not what's the word I'm looking for, guys? English.
Yeah.
It's not my best friend, especially these days. Like,
See who I like she was saying.
it's not unique. The word I'm looking for is unique. Sorry. Your situation is not just unique to
Yeah.
you, because most artists mommies, most theater mommies, you get your likes of Bongani Fassi when Brenda Fassi was performing. Bongani Fassi was backstage, sleeping backstage. You get the likes of, I don't know, I was watching some other documentary. I don't know if it was Paris Hilton or whose father was also a rock star. Like, because literally you have to go with your baby where you're going, because either you're a single parent and there's no one at home.
You don't have a choice.
Oh,
Yeah.
also as artists, as women as artists, what we do in our families a lot of the time is not recognized as a real career.
Yeah.
You know, it's not acknowledged as a
Yeah.
real career.
Yeah.
So you don't get that support.
Yeah.
So nobody wants to look after your baby, because what are you even doing?
We are go partying. We are
Do you understand?
Yeah,
It's like
Matekwani,
Jive,
you know, it's a
you know?
dance hall.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
Dance hall, Matekwani, Matekwani.
Yeah.
But
You
your
know?
dad was
Do you
there
understand?
and your
You
dad
know-
supported that.
When I started, ne, there was reggae and dancehall playing every Wednesday night on Trace at 9 p.m. I used to watch that because I was still a newbie. So I was still getting to learn the music and the dancing and all that. Then my aunts caught me in the act, like watching. They were from somewhere else. When they came in, when they saw, yo, those girls were doing wonders. And I was so fascinated, like, like legs in the air, you know, ass in the air, titties flying,
Jumping
you
off
know?
whatever.
They were so disgusted. They were so disgusted. And then they started passing negative comments towards me. Just kept quiet. And then that was in 2012. Oh, 2012. Later that year, I entered the competition. I told the whole house, the whole family. They didn't care. I didn't win. They didn't even ask me how I did when they came back. Sharp. 2013, got used to the movement, went to baseline every Thursday before working there. Later on that year, won the competition. Guess what? My family
Everyone
created a group
knows.
chat on WhatsApp.
Oh.
Now they were doing a bride celebration of my winnings and stuff. Then I went away, found my own place, became independent, took this dancing more seriously. I could see what it can do for me. You know, the money was good back then, you know.
And
Took
you're
it
very
there.
talented.
Yeah.
You know, found my own place nearby the place, you know, to save up more money and, you know, go there every week and stuff. Now the family turned their backs on me because now what? They're not getting part of my earnings. You know how family earns, black tax,
yeah.
And then started going there, never, okay, they were not interested anymore. You know, I started living my life, had my first child when I was still living in town, separated with the baby daddy when the baby was still 6 months old. Trust me, went back home. I didn't even stay with my mom for too long at home because she was also a single parent. I went to stay up with her for like 2 months and I saw that I was a burden to her, you know, because I had to leave the child with her at night. My dad will take me to baseline, leave me there, and then I will request to go home after that because I would knock off at 3 a.m. Request to go home. When I got home, the first thing I had to do, take a bath, then go breastfeed.
Especially in the black community. You
Put
told
the
me.
baby straight on the
you have
breast
to.
after bathing, you know, to get rid of those bad spirits and all that. Breastfeed, back to being a mother now, until I get other gigs. Until my mom started complaining, and then I just found my own place, found a nanny, took my child to the nanny, stayed there, and then I used to stay at my own place because it was a rented back room.
Okay.
So I wasn't sure if I was able to raise the child because it was my first child. I wasn't able if I was going to do it alone in a back room, dancing.
Why did you have to do it alone?
Because I separated with a baby daddy, and now he, like I said.
But why does our separation from our baby daddies
That's the same
affect
conversation.
you?
But affect the baby.
Affect the baby? Why can
I
you not?
think
Why
according
can
to
you
them,
and
it's
me not
freedom.
like breaking up have to?
According to them, it's freedom. I think when they separate with us, automatically they
You still have a
separate with the
child.
children. You understand? Until their consciousness.
I'm
comes
very
back to
curious.
the
I'm so sorry to
Remember
cut
you
you.
got a child.
I'm so sorry to cut in.
No, it's not.
You think so?
No, it's
If-
not.
if you're
I'm
watching-
also trying to figure out.
If you're watching from home, I'd like to know from the gentleman. I'm gonna call you guys the gentleman that you are. Please
Is it
just
not?
like please can you comment on the comment section, you know? Let us know what it is. Like when you break up with your baby mama, when you break up with the woman that you've had a child with, why do you break up with
The baby.
With the baby.
Well, a lot of
What
the
is it?
times
What are the
I've
co-
heard
what
is
are
that
the-
we become so
emotional-
bitter. We do the cutting off thing.
We are the ones who do the cutting off thing. Okay.
Yeah, we do the cutting off thing. How about darling? How 20 randanyana for Maleri, and now you want to see this child.
But when the
Because-
baby daddy is there, we don't deny them access to the babies.
and
No.
we also not outline really whatever.
But
we
also,
do.
why are you
Exactly.
not bringing Malairi?
But
Like,
no,
what do you
but
think?
also we don't say that.
Because your
Why
kid's
now all of a
shit.
sudden
Your
you
baby's.
feel- Why do you feel now that I've broken up with you? I'm now gonna call you from Mama Liri and whatever. Why do you feel that?
Because some men don't automatically do that. They don't automatically go, oh, we've broken up, but there's still a child. Let me still buy
Let me
Pampers.
still buy.
Let me still buy. You have to be like, you don't even buy Pampers. Unfortunately.
I
You
really
think
want to
that
know in
later.
the comment section. I really
Yeah.
do want to know in the comment section,
And then you
guys.
use that against
What
them.
is it
Yeah.
that makes you feel that you are not responsible for a baby? Like if you have a baby with a woman and you break
separate.
up with the woman and you separate with the woman, what makes you feel that you are no longer responsible? What makes you feel like you do not need to play that role? What makes you feel like you don't need to play your part? We used to love each other and we broke up. Yes, I understand that.
It's
But
accessible,
what makes you
baby.
feel as men that you do, now you can tap out? What makes you feel like you can tap out? Because we can't tap out.
No, you can't.
We know we cannot tap out. What is it that makes you feel that you can tap out? And I'm not fighting. I really am. It's Sunday, guys. I come with the spirit of Sunday. I'm coming with the spirit of church and Jesus.
know
Why do you
what?
feel like you can tap out? That's all I want to know. Sorry, Mama. You can carry
It
on.
takes me back to when I remember when Baba Azile decided, you know what, he's gonna knock on the door when he was now together with the woman, before the woman even accepted Azile. And then I was just like, okay, you're not doing anything for this child, whatever. Accepted her. As in, oh, so you've got a child outside, I know you are his daughter, you can come through and visit in that sense. In
happened to you? What happened to you?
So I was like, what? Send the rate, it's cool.
No, in that
Sorry.
sense that she was
Okay.
like, okay, I'm accepting you to I want you to visit us and etc. Okay, so text. Let me know all the things Azile needs
This is now the girlfriend
and the man.
or both of them. Okay.
Yes, let me know because it's the December holidays. Okay, so I said, firstly, when she goes to Durban to visit my mom, she never takes a bus, she goes with the plane. That's the first thing. Please get her a plane ticket. That was a hoo-ha. Got you on a jack. So it was that. And then, secondly, let us write you, give us a list of all the things she's going to need when she comes back to school, etc. Because we know it's heavy for you, you by yourself and etc. So give us a list, Okay, I went. I was excited now. Yes, finally, he's coming to the party. Wrote the whole list. So what? And I'm like, don't worry about the school fees. I'll sort out the school fees. You just make sure you get all of the stuff. Okay, we're gonna do it. Excitement, because now I'm borrowing with the child. Borrowing. Okay, as a little.
Obvious.
Yeah, in my head, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a smooth January. She's gonna come back with all the things. All I need to do is pay the school fees.
Gobi.
She came up with nothing.
The things she went with, that's what she came back with. Okay, Azile, where's the things your dad said I must write the list and whatever? Mommy, when I was asking for the things, he made a big deal about it. And he said that if I want the things, I need to come stay with him and the wife. If I want things from him. I'm just like, but here's the text. Am I going mad in my head? Here it is, back and forth. Now I'm going to do the things. So, coming back to your question, Uguti, at which point do they sit back and say, no, because you're with the mother, she must do all the things for you. Me, I'm sitting back. But when it's birthday time for wifey, gold chains, new sneakers, and not even hiding it on Instagram and on WhatsApp live, because your daughter can see all the things that you're getting for this woman.
That is intense.
You understand what I mean? So Azile had to block him on WhatsApp because
she doesn't have to see.
She
so
doesn't
she
want
doesn't
to
have to
see.
see
Yes,
these things.
because now the next question is, what's wrong with me, mommy? What's wrong? Did I do anything to my dad? And then now you have to sit again and heal and bring up and make her feel full
You know
again.
what does that to
So
a child?
So that's exactly why I put him
I'm from
completely.
there.
Completely, because
Tell us.
that back and forth.
Tell us.
You know, my dad was a traveler. He was doing telecommunications. He was working for Vodacom, MTN, Telcom. You know these aerials for network. He's the one who was doing all those things, like on the computer, like put it there. The architect and everything, the macros, So he used to travel. When he retired, he changed his euros, dollars, pounds, and one batch of the pounds that was there to 21,000, whatever. Bought a house, bought cars like X3, 330 Ci, a brand new house in Ishwena, it was all fine. Got a girlfriend that was 3 years older than me. That I knew.
Sure.
I knew her from my cousin's school. Bebangene Lens. I was in town. And they were playing netball over the weekend. I went there, because I was bored to stay alone in home. Because my cousin was going to play netball. So I was like, let me go with you so I can guard your backs. So I went. I saw her there playing. She was close to my cousin. With my cousin, they had
With your stepmother.
Yeah, I went.
Wow. Your stepmother.
Later that year, my mom used to call my dad our boyfriend, because when he came to see us at my mom's place after they got divorced, because they were staying together, he would come and park at the gate, babe. So I'm like, hey, your boyfriend is here. Dude, Shamin, hey,
Uhleli nobaba.
how? Not. And they got married and they have a child now. But they're divorced now.
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine?
It
So
causes
my dad
self-esteem
came into
issues.
our lives with all the fleshy things, money,
And then he
You know?
disappeared with them.
and women, changing women, buying new houses, buying cars, taking us to school, giving us a lot of money, and that made us turn our backs on our mother.
Oh, because you saw the material things.
Yes, that made us turn our backs on our mother. My dad will give us 100 rand each, me and my sister, after church. You understand? What are you gonna do with 100 rands?
Lavagadi sweets.
I used to buy weed.
Ah, wait,
I would
no, no.
But
Yeah.
talking about weed. A few weeks ago, there was a video that came out. You know the song Dipache? Safelo. Do you know that song?
No.
It's basically a song about weed, right?
Oh.
There was a video.
That's what it means.
Dipache, it's about weed. There's a video that came out. I think you guys might know it because it went extremely viral, right? This video came out. Bunch of school kids.
Yes,
Smoking
saw it.
Yes.
Probably on the school premises.
Yeah, smoking.
In school uniform.
Joint after joint in school uniform, passing these joints. Hey, washa. And the country was up in arms as to who raised
the kids.
these kids.
Yeah.
Who raised these kids? What is the government doing?
imagine.
What kind of a government is this? What school is this?
Yeah.
What is going on? Our country's going to the dogs. You know what I mean? And these kids were smoking weed. I want to know, what would you have done if you spotted your child in that video?
I would have an intense conversation with her and asked her, okay, what conversation am I not having with you for you to then now go to a space? I don't know, I'd be so...
So the problem is the space, not the actual weed smoking.
It's like talking about sex with Azir. And if I see her having, somebody had taken a video of her publicly having sex, that would be my problem. Because I had already spoken to her about sex. And I said to her, it's now your choice. I've given you everything that I know. And when you decide it's your turn to have sex and you want to have sex, I've told you everything. I've told you about the pill, I've told you about a condom, I've told you about this, told you about that, and I've told you about the consequences that come with it. So the
Wait,
consequences...
you told about the condom? You told about that?
The pill, the condom, having sex, and knowing that your body can sometimes play with you,
Okay.
A boy can be next to you, a girl, whoever you're attracted to, and you think
How did you
want
start that conversation?
Oh,
Okay, wait. We're going to come back to that. Let's talk about that.
A bio class. And then she said, hey, but by the way, why do boys, whatever? And then that's where we had that conversation. I always find spaces to have my conversations. I don't just jump into my conversations.
I want to know, if you had seen your child on that video, what would you have done?
I probably have the same reaction as uNombuso. But I mean, what can you do? You have to sit down and
So you wouldn't freak
speak
out?
to them. Maybe because I was raised by parents that freaked out, and I saw that it made me go.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
I don't
you
want that
should.
for my children. I want them to go. I don't want to risk. I don't want to risk
My relationship.
my relationship
Yes.
and the development of a human
Thank
over
you.
one stupid act.
Thank you.
I told you not to take that glass. You took it, now it's broken. I'm gonna shout at you so badly that you're gonna question your self-esteem and self-worth over breaking a glass.
Over breaking
It's not
a
worth
glass.
it
No.
because I went through it.
Yeah.
So I don't want my child to do that. I know
me,
she's gonna
I'd
do what
rather-
she wants to do anyway. I would rather she not do it when she's a child.
I'd rather ask why such a public platform. Why did you sit there?
Why you fucking me?
I want to know your opinion. That's why I'm poking you. Because I know you.
Ben hair!
I'm poking you because I knows you.
Send her to rehab.
Guys. I'd shout. I'd freak out and shout. I'd definitely freak out and shout.
Some freak outs just came into my head.
I would shout and freak out and have the conversation after. Because wow, I would.
Did you see the video?
Yes,
Sorry.
because where we.
How did you feel when you saw the video?
I was like, what's going on? I was freaking out for the parents. I was like, Johnny. No. Back home, there's a thing called Kotane, right? Yeah, that's Kotane.
Yeah.
But every Friday, these kids in school uniform, tattoo ultramel and all these weird things, they start dancing.
So that's
Some of
what
them,
happened.
I think it's quite down right now. But they'd have alcohol and all these things, and I'd pass with a taxi, and I'm just like, did you drive, we drive our taxi, and I'm like, driver, and he'd be like, hey, did you even hoot, do something, because there's a whole herd of them, and what they do, they move as a herd. It's like a herd of animals, literally. They do the uniform, move, so you can't really see, but you know what they're doing. So they move. The moment you hoot, you shout, then they move and cover their backs so that you don't see. They even fight
Can I
in those
just
circles.
raise about giving kids power? I've given Uazile and Khanya as 7-year-old as he is, and that's why I can have that conversation about bums and penises with him. That's it. That if you're gonna go and do something, know there's a consequence.
Guys, now can I just tell
Know
you?
there's a consequence.
That's
That's where peer pressure comes in,
Yeah.
because you haven't had the conversation.
Yes.
And now they feel, I need this in order to feel amazing.
For me, I have these conversations, right, with my daughter. But he approach him, I don't want to lie, as much as I'm a modern mom, there's an element of traditional in me, right? Ikona, and I feel like I'd forever be grateful for it, because I don't know who I was speaking to, and I was saying a part of us wants to be friends with our kids.
Yeah.
No,
I think
for me,
we spoke about it some time
ago, and I was like, don't feel bad, if you have that open door policy where they can come to you, that's for me, they can come to me and literally sit and say, hey mom, A, B, and C. I'll have a conversation. But for you to
I say that.
as up boundaries,
I know
might be
that.
blurry to a
Yes.
point where, because even with my parents, like now I can drink with my parents, but I respect my parents. Still hide it. There's things that I don't.
Shame,
Even my mom will have conversations and joke about sex and but I'm just like
I'll sit out here.
Yeah.
When my mom is here visiting, I'll sit out here and drink out here. I'll smoke my weed out here.
There's things
She
that
knows
you
I'm
do,
drinking.
yeah.
She knows. She
But
knows I'm
you're
smoking.
not-
She knows, but I'm doing it.
But
You
you're
know
not
what
going
I
to do it.
mean?
And she's not. She's also respecting me. She knows what I'm doing, so she's not gonna come out here and
in.
witness it herself.
That's my guy. He's like, oh, sorry.
Yeah. So I think those traditional foundations were with something. I don't want to lie. Even small things. You're speaking about the church and so. My daughter knows. Like I always say, foundation. Even if we part to like I haven't been to church in ages. It's a conversation another day.
Yes.
But for her, I'm like just the foundation now, yo.
What's the
And
right
then-
age to start drinking?
I don't know.
I don't know, but for me personally.
Okay, wait. What's the right age you would ideally like to?
Maybe.
Again, Mo, I'm going to come back to saying there isn't a right age. There's a consequence to the decision that you make. I don't think there's a right age. Because I had sex.
What if your
after
child comes
21?
to you at the age of 12? and
I had
says,
a-
I'm
You
drinking?
what?
I had sex after 21.
Zange.
After 21 years of age, that's when I broke my virginity. And
Dumbo.
then at 24, I was giving birth. You understand? But if I had my mom sit down with me and say, hey, even at 21,
Oh,
my
yes, I
dear
hear
child,
you. Yeah.
you don't have to go and make a baby
Okay,
now
yeah,
because of
okay.
our sex. That would have been, I probably would not even have given birth to
I hear you.
Azzy because I didn't have that conversation with my mom. But I wanted to keep myself until that man married me. And then it didn't happen. Why? Because mom went away, man became savior, and I gave myself to him. You
And
understand
then
what
he
I
didn't
mean?
feel the
And
need
then
to
he
marry you
didn't feel the
anymore
need
because
to.
he already had
Why? I
everything
asked the
he
question
wanted.
again. Why do you feel that you gave
Because I didn't
yourself?
have the conversations about empowerment, and hence I'm saying again, I empower my kids to know that you don't have
Yeah.
to. Even if he holds you and your vagina leaks,
Can we
it
role
does
play?
Not
Can we
mean-
role
Wait,
play?
but
It
now,
does not
but now,
mean
but your
that you're
question
supposed
was
to
to
have
say what
sex
is the
with
right
him.
age
What is the right
No,
age?
You
no,
understand
no.
what I mean?
and
No.
smoke.
Can we role play? I
You
want
understand
you.
what I mean? Even if he's touching you and your doofy decides to leak, think here whether you want to. Think here whether you want to. That
What is
thing
the
must
right
not.
age to tell your
For
child
me,
about that?
that thing
I spoke
leaks.
to my children that was
That
6.
thing, he touched me
Yeah.
at 21. That thing leaks, and I thought, okay,
Do
my
you
body's
think there's
telling me
money
that I
enough?
need to give myself
What,
to
at
him
6 at
because
6
I love
years
him.
old, yes.
You understand? I
Yes.
didn't have the right conversation. Hence,
Yes.
I'm
Who
saying
here?
there's
Who
no
here?
age.
Who
Yes.
here?
There's
Who here
consent.
had the birds and the bees talk with their mother?
I
Me.
didn't. I'm not even gonna.
Oh,
How did it go?
It had was
only
a,
now
there
that
was
I
a live
remembered,
what
I had it with
session
my
at
child.
school, and then my friends and I were arguing if you're still a virgin if you've been fingered. So what kind of penetration serves as taking away of your virginity? Is it just a penis penetration, or does a finger penetration also count? And we couldn't come up with a definitive answer. So I went home with the question. And so I asked my mother, Ma, after life skills today, Nadi Chomina Ribua, and I was wondering if a boy has fingered you, are you still a virgin?
And mom
My
said,
mother was driving. It was a green robot and she stopped. And I was like, but the robot is green.
I also learned when I was a young mom. I also learned when I was a young mom that the best way that your kids will most likely raise
The conversation.
is when you drive.
Yes.
Yes, that's what you need to do.
I heard that when I
need to
was
speak.
much later because they're there and there's no
There's no
eye
eye
contact. They're there. That's interesting.
Yeah, you can't hit me. You can't do anything.
So uphill.
Yeah.
Not the kids of today. The kids of today will
They
come
ask
and
you
say,
straight up,
yes,
listen, during
yes,
dinner, while you're
yes,
eating a drumstick, like,
wow.
listen.
But I've opened that. I literally,
Yeah.
no one sits in the lounge when we are eating. The table is for conversations.
Yeah.
That TV goes off and we sit and we'll have the
So
most
I would
deepest
imagine that you
conversations.
obviously encourage
Yes.
eating at the table.
Yes, I encourage that. Even when there are visitors around, I say, this is where we eat, this is where we
So
have
we can talk.
conversations. Yeah.
You know, I remember once, I was still a teenager, out of the blue, just having a normal day. And my dad was like, don't allow a boy to lead you down there. That's for dogs and kids.
Out of the blue.
Out of the blue, like,
Don't allow boys
And what
to
did you-
lick you.
yes.
That's shocking.
And I was like, okay, and I walked away.
What did you say? You didn't say anything.
With my dad.
That was the birds and the bees
That
friend.
was the best of the
Wow.
At least you had some sort of
Wow.
At least I had nothing.
I had nuts.
I had nothing. Do you know that I was never even spoken to about
Oh,
my period?
another one.
I
Another one, my dad. Don't be intimate with the guy who's from a soccer match. He's too salty and the dick smells very bad. Smells very bad down there.
That sounds like a man's
Smells like
conversation.
Yeah.
How old are you? How old are you?
Birds and bees.
Barely 18. I was still in school. Not even near matric, I think.
But to be honest, we are having sex
But were
at
you
that
a
age.
virgin?
Yeah.
But
We
guys,
are having
we were
sex at
not.
that age,
Not
so
all
it's
of us
relevant.
were having
Because-
sex at that age.
I think already I was having sex.
What's the right age to date?
I don't
I
know.
wasn't.
Okay, right age.
There's no right age,
Definitely
no.
not.
When according to you, from what I've learned of you, your baby must date at 30.
No, she's the one that said she wants to date at
Listen,
18.
Azile, let's go back to that.
That's the one
Because
that said she wants to
Azile,
date
I
at
took her to her
18.
first date. When Azile, it was last year.
You drove her. Okay, let's.
So
I want to see this. You drove. you
drove
drove
her. She said, "Mom, you remember Luyanda?" And Luyanda was the guy she would show me in school, in primary school. She's like, "Hey, oh, am I supposed to say names?"
Yes.
Oh, so she said,
Poor Luyanda.
Rihanna's not proud of you.
Hey, Leander.
Rihanna's not like,
"No, what's
Shout
weird?
out.
What's weird is that
Shout out
he's
to
a soccer
Luyanda.
player, and he's playing like really, really big spaces. But anyway, Luya,
He'll be strong.
Yeah.
He'll be okay.
So Luya, this is Luya. Okay, this is in primary school. Okay, so I'll do general girl-boy relationship. In school, in primary school, and I've said to her, if you want to play with boys, play with boys. I was a tomboy. I only had boyfriends. So I have a weird relationship with women. And then she said, okay, cool. So I thought that was that. High school, Yanda goes to that school. She goes to another school. She says, Ma, you remember Luyanda? We chatting. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That's nice. Who else you chatting to? She tells me who she's chatting to. Fine. Ma, you remember Luyanda? He now wants to take me on a date. And we used to like each other. Oh, okay. That's a different conversation. So, do you like him? Went down the rabbit
She was how
hole.
old?
She's now, last year, she was 13.
13. Okay.
Yeah.
You.
Yes. 13.
Yes.
Do you like him? Yes. Do you like him? Yes. What do you like about him? I want to understand before we go anywhere else. She gives me why she likes him. He's motivated. He's doing this. He makes me feel a certain way, whatever. Okay, fine. Okay, and then this date, what's going to happen? We're going to go to the movies and we're going to have lunch. Fine, I'm coming with you.
Who's paying?
They paying.
How?
What money? She got
Pocket money.
Yeah,
Okay.
pocket money. Yeah, children do have pocket money, right?
No. I'm coming back to that one. Don't worry. I'm coming back.
Cool. You're making me worry now.
No.
Okay, so fine. So, woo, okay. So I didn't even ask that. I only asked that when I saw money because she paid for the movie ticket, he paid for the dinner.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, okay, so how did you all decide that you
Kids
pay?
are balling.
So I'm like, how did you decide that you paying for the movie? She's like, Ma, I'm wise and I see you, you in your relationship, you also used to take off. There was never a time where the man did everything. So I'm also want to be in that relationship where I don't want the man to do
Kids
everything.
watching.
Everything.
Yeah. She's like, I don't want the man to do everything. So I'm also, that's why I decided that I'm going, because next minute he's talking about me and he's telling everyone that he paid for my movie tickets or whatever. So I'm like, okay, fine, cool. Happy with that conversation, happy with that result. So me, Khanya, pack up, put us in the car, we all go. Yes. We all go, we play to. I even have it on video where I'm like, hey, everybody, Az is going for her first date because I want to record it for later on in life when she comes back and she says, you didn't have this conversation, like, hey, I took you to your first date, So then she went to her first date, met Luya, hey, nice kid, everything. Spoke to him, spoke about his parents, spoke about why does he like Azile, Very nervous, shame the poor child. Said, okay, let me not give him too much pressure. Stood, watched them buy the movie tickets. Me and Khanya also bought our movie tickets. They sat that side, we sat this side. We watched the movie.
You all watched the movie together?
But
Okay.
in separate because we didn't want to.
You were chaperoning.
Yeah.
Kenhlela
I was here.
Up.
Okay, well,
In between them.
in.
Okay. As
popcorn.
a new boy here. When I hear.
Deliberately, I was just like, but before the date, before I said to her, you know that thing when you do it, that psychological thing. I said, so you know all the conversations I've been having with you, right? I'm like, I trust you, right? I trust you.
Paranoid mom.
I trust you. Reverse psychology. I trust you so much. And I know that you make decisions that are okay.
But
And
you're
I
in
know-
the same movie theater.
Yeah.
Were you?
No, the same movie.
They were
Yes,
there,
just
was
that we
watching.
sat there, they
Why
sat
would
there.
you do that?
Because
Chaperone.
that's what I said also
That
it's the
happens
first.
in movies only.
No,
That's why, because
In my mind,
yeah.
Babe, I'm with you. It happens in the movie.
No, wait in the car or go wait in the restaurant yourself.
No way.
You are not even gonna go there.
No. But then, so she went, then it was the food stuff.
Besandonpa.
Then they,
Same movie and everybody's there.
then, yo.
They can go to
So then she went, so
I
it
can't
was,
wait for my kids to grow up.
it
so I
was
can
food
see how
time.
I act.
They sat there, we sat there, because also I don't want to sit in and listen on the conversations. I said, okay, it's enough pressure that I'm here, It's fine. I don't need to listen in on the conversations. She had the date and everything.
Did they even talk?
Yes.
Where was
they
the
were
boy's
very
mother?
open. They were very open. The boy's mother was at home, but the boy's mother knows Azile very well.
How?
How?
From
Primary
school, from
school.
primary school days, from me.
They were in
to-
primary
You
school
see, boys
together.
and their mothers.
But also
You
the
see,
dad.
now you're
Yeah, saying something else now.
Right?
Also the dad, they know Azile because apparently Luya always, but also from primary
Did
school.
you know the boy more like as his mother, like the mother of
Yes,
the boy?
because
knew
of
your
primary
daughter?
school. Because I'm always there, sports, whatever. So very much involved. I'm a very involved
Why
parent.
didn't she go on a date?
Who?
If I may ask the mother. of the
I
boy.
got the daughter.
So the
Her
mother
son
knew
got
you
the
were coming.
Dololos. My daughter got the vajayjay.
The vajayjay
So
needs the
the
protection.
vajayjay
So the
was the
vajayjay
one that
needs
needs
the-
the protection.
Yes.
That needs the not
Yes.
the hovering, but the.
Yes.
I want to see who you with before I actually let it all go. First time around I want to be there. Second time around, consequences. You understand what I mean?
I'm
So,
taking tips, guys.
Yeah.
I'm a mother of
First
a
time
2-year-old
around, I
daughter.
want to be there. I want to see how you interact.
They're not
With
gonna
this
interact the
person.
way they interact when you're not
They
there.
were so open. I was actually surprised.
Really?
They were so open. They even held hands into the movie.
Honey babes.
They even held hands into the movies because I said to her, don't pretend. They even held hands into the movies. I was just like, and you know why I felt even more safe? She did it when I was there. So I know that even if I'm not there, I know how Azil is going to be, guys. I know. And then secondly, now we're on a different story now. Because remember I said she was bi, right? So she's now got a girlfriend. And I know this girlfriend. Very creative little girl, born the day before.
Are you okay then?
Yeah. Now she's got a girlfriend.
I'm just imagining what I'm gonna go through.
But I want to go through these things with her. I want to, and I'm
Yeah.
enjoying going because I'm asking her, now why the girl now? Why not Luyanda? Okay.
So she broke up with you.
So she says, I've moved away from Luyanda because Luyanda is not. He doesn't know how to have conversations. So I'm like, okay, is that the reason why? She says, yeah, he doesn't know how to have conversations. I always need to be the one. Good morning. How you doing? How's your day? Whatever. And she says, I just got tired of that.
Okay.
She says, I got tired of that because the only time he will speak to me is when I need to ask him something. Yeah, he doesn't know how to. He doesn't know how to initiate conversations, and those people bore me. Yeah, he says those people bore me.
How about focusing on meds?
And that's the thing, she's good. She's good even there. Now we're going to get to that conversation. This is where I say what is too much and what is too little in terms of parenting. So now there's the girl. Now she's there. So I'm like, okay, I'm thinking in my head, what's going to happen the day she says, can madam sleep over? Because she's a girl and it's a different story now. I'm sitting there and I'm trying to navigate this in my head.
She can't sleep over.
That's exactly.
Because
I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, but this is a different conversation. What if she does say, can't you sleep over as a friend? Because now she has had girls. She has
girls sleep over.
She has had girls who sleep over.
Not because now you're buying. Now you
now you can't.
Now there's no safe zone.
No, that's a different conversation. Exactly.
Boys are a danger zone. Girls are a danger zone. The 7 P's of life. Books before boys because boys bring babies.
Yes. But now,
books before boys because boys bring babies. The 7 P's of life.
I've never told you that your mom.
What kind of a conversation?
No.
She wants to have a conversation.
The street talk.
School. She wants to find out how is your
Books before boys because boys bring babies.
Yes, the 7 P's of life.
How's your? Because
So the guy just gives him one-word answers.
Yeah, she's like, he doesn't know. She's like, I want somebody who entices me with conversation, who's exciting. When I ask you, how was your day at school? Don't say it's fine.
History entices you with conversations.
My sister asked me,
that too.
How was your day, Mama?
That too. I'm fine.
Life skills.
So she doesn't want that. She doesn't want, I was fine. How was this? It was fine. Okay, tell me about the subject.
You are in shit.
It was,
I'm not.
You're in shit because baby's coming next year.
I'm not in shit now. I'm so ready.
Her teenage child is coming next year
to live with you.
her.
Guys,
And right now I can see she's like, so I was like, never. Hey,
She's
let's
already
see
having
now
the
in the baby's
conversation.
day. Now
conversations.
there's conversations and there's actions. Those are just different things.
conversations.
I went to pick her up now
But then
2
now-
weeks ago.
Yeah.
She was standing with the boy there. I said to the Uber driver, drive slow.
You want to spy?
And he drove slow and I was there. I was like, okay. Then she couldn't see because she was far. All the other kids are there. Her friends are there, and she's there. And you can see they're talking. So I'm like, okay, let's come. Let's come close. Yeah, in charge and I'll Uber. We get closer. Then I'm like, Zazie, the boy's like,
But that's what I don't
you
want.
know,
I don't want that.
but it's a normal
It's
reaction.
normal.
Though. It's a normal
your
reaction,
parents,
yeah. So it's just like, okay. And I'm like, where's your bag? She's like, okay. But Uzazi is very chilled. Zazi wasn't jumping.
The
She's
boy
like,
was
okay.
jumping.
The boy
was
was
like,
jumping.
and Zazi's like, oh, it's inside. She went to go get her bag. She comes, she's like, hey. I'm like, hey, with the mask. And we drive. So I'm like, who's that boy? She's like, oh, mama. You know? And then we drive. We get to the restaurant. We're going to eat out. We get there. And I'm like, so who's that boy? No, Gubanba. And I'm like, where were you talking about? Oh, we talking about class and
You also
stuff.
that's stalking. You can't be like, what were you talking about? That's
talking about
stalking.
No.
Stalking.
No,
it's not.
No, but get me, guys.
What are you talking about?
Get me when I say I don't want
It's
this.
mothering.
When I say I don't want this
as
reaction,
hectic as our
I'm
mothers
saying-
were, even as hectic as our mothers were, they were never like, what were you talking
I
about?
know, but
Ay, boy, those people
You
don't have.
I'm sorry.
no, she knows I'm that mom.
Take
Like,
his phone.
Listen to me.
Do your children have cell phones?
When I
No.
yes, they have. That's another conversation.
Does
Listen to
Khanya have
me.
a cell phone?
Yes, he has.
He's 7.
At 7. Yeah.
When did he get one?
He got when he was 1 year old. His dad bought him a tablet. He's had a cell phone since he
With
was
the
young.
SIM card that he can communicate with other people and whatnot.
He's always had a cell phone. Ukhan. He's always had a cell phone.
SIM card.
With the SIM card with
The
everything.
works.
Everything.
So
That's
the
that's
dad
the
calls
dad.
the
That's the
child.
dad.
That's not you.
For me now, Azile had a cell phone when she turned, I think she was 10 or 11. That's when Azile had a cell phone for me. Baba Khanya wanted him to have a cell phone that time, so he had a cell phone at that time.
Why? Do you know why? What was the reason behind it?
First, it was playing. It was just, and there was a nanny at that time, and it was if ever she needs to call.
We were talking about kids and not having enough playtime. Like my issue with cell phones for me is that our kids are so like into
Isolated.
technology and gadgets.
I want to actually show
And
you
they don't play.
I'm
now
so
that
fortunate.
you talk about it.
Mine
And
is
it's
Galabo.
not our fault because we download the nursery things.
It's because it's the mothering. It's the way we mother.
Yeah.
It's because we're so busy. You end.
They are the deputy parents.
Yes.
No,
Okay.
I've
look
been
at this.
fortunate. My children, Usnenhlanhla has had a phone. I mean, okay, firstly, I didn't want my kids to
Look
have
at
phones.
this.
But then COVID happened and online schooling started.
COVID happened.
So then I couldn't resist it anymore. Even my 9-year-old had to have a phone. But I have Family Link.
Yes.
So
that's
I see every app and I approve every app that they download. I put limits on how much
What's that?
time.
Family Link.
Family Link.
Family
What's
Link.
that?
I've got that.
It's a Google thing that lets you control your child's
Your
phone.
child's phone.
So you link it on Family Link, and then you approve every download.
The amount of time they spend on WhatsApp,
on it,
the amount of time they spend on
good
YouTube,
time,
which YouTube
yes,
they can
which
be
tube,
on. Yes.
child YouTube. So you choose exactly what
Yes.
goes on their phone and for how long they can be on that phone. And after 3 hours, I can be here and remotely go into her phone, see what she's doing
Where
on her
she
phone,
is
and if I don't approve,
Family Link.
I can
Family Link.
And Family Link.
Tell the
Yes.
parents.
You guys
Yes.
Tell the
at
parents.
home, all you parents at home, do
Family
you guys? It's my first time I'm hearing of Family Link.
Me
Please
too.
let me know in the
Yes.
comments. Let me know in the
Yes.
comments what you think the right time is for your kids to have cell phones, to have gadgets.
I know that.
Did you guys know what Family Link is? Because
There
I
is
didn't.
Family Link.
And yeah, I just basically want to know. Let me know in the drop me a comment in the comment section.
Yes.
Where is the right age to have a cell phone? Where is the right age to have a cell phone, and how do you guys control it? How do you keep tabs with it? What do you think of it? So it's been a really wonderful Mother's Day, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you.
for inviting us.
Thank you for your opinions. Thank you for your stories. Thank you for your insight. Thank you for your advice. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your laughter. Are you okay?
No.
Aww. There you go.
It's
Some
a
tissue for
blessing
you.
being a mommy,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
Because there are so many women who don't have the privilege
don't
of being
have
called
Yeah.
mom. And yeah.
Don't have the
And I want to say to you guys sitting here with me and everybody who's not here physically with us but watching this, you guys are amazing. You guys are seriously, seriously amazing. And I know that a lot of people don't want to hear us call women superheroes because it puts too much of a burden on us.
Yes, I know.
You know, whether you like the burden or not, mummies, you guys are superheroes. You have superpowers. You know, half the things that we do, men could never ever wish or imagine or even try or even come close to it, you know? You guys are doing so amazingly.
You never told us about your wellness to come to think
About my wellness.
It's everywhere that you go.
First of all, you know, being divorced and having been married, I dealt with a lot of mommy guilt. You know, because the in-laws would always have issues. I was called the Google mom. Because when I had a baby, when I had my first baby, you know, grown folk will always have ways that they did things and that they obviously
Harlamansi.
and things like that. And
then
I
you're like,
read.
It's not for babies.
I read.
Yeah.
And not just from Google, I read.
Yeah.
While I was pregnant, I made sure I read. Even now, I read. Even with the 3-year-old, I read. Like, okay, why is she doing this? Why is this? Why am I feeling this? Why is she feeling that? You understand what I mean? So I read and I could tell you that, no, I don't think that's right. No, I don't want to do that. No, I don't think it's okay for me to. No, then doctor said I mustn't give the baby that. You understand what I mean? So I learned long ago that a lot of... I've had a couple of... Actually, let me break it down. I've had a couple of gifts that were gifted to me as a mother.
Yeah.
One of them was rehab. Okay, and I know a lot of people might think, oh my God, what do you mean rehab was a gift?
Junkie.
What do you mean rehab was a gift? Do you understand? So while I was going through my divorce, after divorce, I went through a breakdown. I ended up in a mental institute. I ended up in rehab. And that was the best gift anyone could have ever have given to me. Because there I learned how to cope. I learned how it's okay not to be too hard on yourself. I've learned that you're doing your best. I've learned that take it one day at a time. You do understand what I mean? And those are things that we don't get taught
Get to hear.
on a daily. We don't get to hear that on a daily.
Yeah.
And having me being there and having landed up in that position, my kids being there feeling sorry for me or whatnot, I walked away with the biggest gift ever, the gift of knowing how to actually be okay. One of those in fact, that was one of my gifts. Recently, probably 3 days ago, a beautiful friend of mine, Yana, who was here with us earlier on, she was in the panel, taught me how to breathe. Okay, I know how to breathe. Obviously, we know how to breathe.
Yeah, but we
from
don't
birth.
know how to breathe.
From birth,
Yeah,
you understand? And I've
yeah.
always known that we don't breathe enough. And I've always known that during the day, take time to just take a deep breath.
Yeah.
3 days ago, Yana said to me, take 2 breaths, but don't take 2 breaths as in breathe in and out, but breathe in. And while you have the first breath in, take another one in and breathe out slowly. I had this pain in my chest because I struggle with anxiety and whatnot, and I've had this pain for weeks. And since I've started doing that and taking those double breaths a couple of times in a day, it's much better, So the gift of breathing, quality breath, the gift of rehab. If anybody ever wants to take you to rehab, don't say no, like Amy Winehouse. Say yes. Because it's extremely expensive. And if you have the opportunity of going without having to pay, go, run there. You don't even have to have a problem with substance abuse or anything. Just being there, having therapy every single day, having a whole bunch of people that are going through a hard time, listening to their stories every single day makes you realize that your story is not that bad. Actually, you're fine compared to what other people are going through, So that for me was a huge, 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 huge gift. The bath, the locking. I don't have a key, guys. I need to get a key.
I always
don't have a
say the
key.
men have a man cave, women have the
The bath.
bath.
That bath,
Sitting
and
in there.
the very same friend of
24
mine,
hours.
Yana, also introduced me to putting magnesium into your bath to help with stress and taking out that stress and those
Amazing.
lifting up your mood and what that really, really also helped me. So I've learned that you also learn every day.
Yes.
Open your mind and open your heart because the answers are always there. And prayer.
Yes.
Prayer. I'm not a very religious person. I'm not Christian, but I'm very prayerful.
Yeah.
I pray all the time. I teach my kids to pray all the time. In fact, they always compete as to who's going to pray today. Every time I'm like, okay, this pray. I'm praying. No, I'm praying. No, I'm praying. You know what I mean? So just reaching out, not necessarily to whoever you feel works for you
power.
or whoever your higher power is, whether it's
Yes.
or whatever it is. But you need to know that there is not
There
that
is out to help. There is. I know.
we
what
all
you're talking
have
about.
different belief systems or whatever, but it really does help to have that higher power.
exactly how you
Do you understand what I mean? Because sometimes you feel like it's too much for you, and if you feel like it's too much for
just
you,
need to
just
You can release and
release
let
it
go
and let it go. Do you understand? So it's prayer, it's rehab, it's the bath, and it's breathing.
I forgot to mention exercise.
And exercise.
Exercise.
Hiking saved my life.
Oh.
Hugging a tree. Guys, did you know that hugging a tree, all that oxygen and nature helps you also
You know the
release
tree
nature
novel.
and-
There's a
and
tree
hiking.
novel.
Oh, word?
Tree
A
novel.
tree novel. There is. And
You
during
got
lockdown, it was so dirty. It had materials. But during lockdown, it was so dirty because everybody literally needed
To hug it.
Yeah.
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 And
And
talk
also-
about that. I do the hikes. I mean, I even go
me
out,
too.
not
Yes.
just here,
Yeah.
just
Me too.
Drakensberg.
And also,
Nail
mommies,
braid,
yes.
more than anything,
Yes.
know
Like
that you are doing
out.
your best and you are doing so well.
Yeah.
You're doing so well.
We need to be told.
And
that
that's
all
where
the
we're
time.
going to close it. And I would like to say thank you so much for joining us today. Happy Mother's Day one more time. And you're a rock star, and you're a rock star, and you're a rock star, and you're a rock star.
And
of
you're
course,
a rock star.
I'm a rock star. And I'd like us to all say goodbye and blessed love to the people at home. Bye.